This video is brought to you by Answerly, a question platform that pays you for adding high-quality answers on different questions. The users are rewarded in Answerly tokens, which they can easily convert into dollars or any other cryptocurrency by using one of the exchanges mentioned in the description. From country to country around the world, people's relationship with alcohol varies greatly. In some places, it serves as a point of national identity, and in others, it has become detrimental to a country's overall health. Hello and welcome to our YouTube channel. In today's video, we'll be talking about the 10 states that drink the most alcohol. If you're new here, make sure to smash the like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notifications bell to get updates whenever we post. Alcoholic drinks are a regulated drug. Alcoholic drinks contain ethanol and alcohol made by fermentation, where yeast or bacteria reacts with sugars in grains, vegetables, or fruits. Examples of fermented alcoholic beverages are beer and wine. Spirits such as vodka go through an additional process called distillation, which removes some of the water, resulting in higher alcohol concentration. Without further ado, let's get started. 10. Slovakia. Alcohol per capita consumption, 13 liters, tied for 9th highest. Nearly 8% of deaths in Slovakia were alcohol-related in 2012, one of the highest proportions among countries reviewed. By contrast, just 3.2% of deaths in the US were alcohol-related. In general, residents had bad drinking habits. More than 10% of people 15 years and older in the country had alcohol use disorders, including alcohol dependency. The rate of men was considerably higher, at 19.1%. Residents prefer spirits, which include distilled beverages such as vodka, considerably more than other forms of alcohol such as beer or wine. According to WHO, Slovakia has also had issues with the use of alcohol not intended for human consumption, such as alcohol that's used for industrial purposes. Top 9. Czech Republic. Alcohol per capita consumption, 13 liters. Only Austria and Lithuania had a higher percentage of binge drinkers than the Czech Republic. Czech males took the top spot in binge drinking, and Czech females drank among the most alcohol per capita out of the countries reviewed. According to WHO data, Czechs prefer to drink beer over any other alcoholic beverage. One factor that could contribute to the country's heavy alcohol consumption is its lax alcohol policies. The Czech Republic doesn't have any systems in place to monitor the health or social consequences of alcohol consumption, nor does the government regulate the sale of alcohol. Top 8. Hungary. Alcohol per capita consumption, 13.3 liters. Hungarians consume an average of 13.3 liters of alcohol per person in 2010, less than just 7 nations. No country had a higher rate of alcohol use disorders than Hungary, where 19.3% of the population abused alcohol in some form. As many as 32.2% of Hungarian men and 6.8% of women suffered from alcohol use disorders, the highest among countries reviewed. The country is also cited by the WHO as lacking key notifications on beverage containers, including labels for alcohol content. Top 7. Andorra. Alcohol per capita consumption, 13.8 liters. Unlike many countries with high levels of alcohol consumption, Andorra's economy is fairly prosperous. The small principality located between France and Spain is the Pyrenees Mountains, has an exceptionally strong tourism industry, which accounts for the majority of the country's GDP. Illegal alcohol production was less common in Andorra than in many other heavy drinking nations, accounting for just 1.4 liters of per capita consumption. This may mean demand for alcohol is readily met through legal channels. Andorra's population consumed 12.4 liters per capita on average, where only legitimate purchases were measured, higher than all but 2 other countries. Most Andorrans prefer wine over other alcoholic beverages. Country residents were also considerably less likely to binge drink. Just 4.2% of residents 15 and older engaged in binge drinking in the previous 30 days. Top 6. Ukraine. Alcohol per capita consumption, 13.9 liters. In addition to its current political turmoil, Ukraine has struggled with the effects of heavy alcohol consumption for some time. Only Belarus had a higher percentage of alcohol-related deaths than Ukraine. Spirits were the drink of choice in the country, accounting for nearly half of the alcoholic beverages consumed. Additionally, only people in the Republic of Moldova consume more illegal alcoholic beverages per capita than in Ukraine. The country also had high percentages of both females and males 15 years of age and older who engage in binge drinking. Top 5. Romania. Alcohol per capita consumption, 14.4 liters. Drinking rates among younger Romanians were particularly high. More than 37% of teenagers between 15 and 19 years old had engaged in binge drinking in the past 30 days, more than in all but a handful of countries. As is usually the case, alcohol consumption was more of an issue among males. More than 55% of Romanian men ages 15 to 19 said they had engaged in binge drinking in the previous 30 days, considerably higher than most other countries. Binge drinking may be associated with alcohol-related fatalities in the country. Nearly 9% of all deaths in 2012 were alcohol-related, more than in all but a handful of nations. Top 4. Russian Federation. Alcohol per capita consumption 15.1 liters. Russians drank 15.1 liters of alcohol per capita in 2010, among the highest averages in the world. An annual consumption is expected to remain high in the future, staying roughly around 15 liters per capita through 2025, with 18.2% of residents suffering from alcohol use disorders, more than any country except Hungary. Alcohol abuse had adverse health effects for the Russian population. As of 2012, 30.5% of all deaths in Russia were related to alcohol consumption, among the highest rates in the world. A recent study in the acclaimed British medical journal, The Lancet, noted that Russian adults have extraordinarily high rates of premature death, and that high levels of vodka consumption contributed to higher risks of early death in the country. Top 3. Lithuania. Alcohol per capita consumption 15.4 liters. Lithuania was second only to Austria in terms of the percentage of drinkers who engage in binge drinking. In fact, nearly 1/4 of the women in the country engage in binge drinking, more than women in any other country. More than 30% of deaths in Lithuania were related to alcohol consumption in 2012, a higher percentage than all but 3 other countries reviewed. Nearly 10% of the country's population suffered from an alcohol use disorder, among the highest out of all nations reviewed. Although Lithuania does monitor alcohol consumption and measures its social and health consequences, drinking is still a national problem. In March, Lithuania's prime minister announced that his office is working with the country's liquor industry to draft an excise tax on alcohol as a way to fight alcoholism and help decrease the amount of alcohol sold illegally. Top 2. Republic of Moldova. Alcohol per capita consumption 16.8 liters. The Republic of Moldova's economy is relatively underdeveloped, with GDP at just $3,562 per capita in 2013. A sluggish economy and high poverty rates, 16.6% in 2012, the highest rate in Europe, may make it more difficult for residents to acquire alcohol through legitimate channels. Moldova was among the only countries where illicit alcohol consumption exceeded government-sanctioned alcohol consumption, with the population consuming 10.5 liters per capita on average of illegal alcohol. Roughly 1/3 of all deaths in Moldova could be linked to alcohol, more than in all but 2 other countries. Moldova's consumption of alcohol trailed only Belarus in the WHO's most recent study. Consumption rates, however, are projected to reach 17.4% by 2015, ahead of the prediction for Belarus. While increases in consumption rates are expected to continue well past 2015, the country adopted the National Program of Alcohol Control in 2012 to reduce harmful alcohol use. And lastly, you'll be surprised how much alcohol this place consumes. Top 1. Belarus. Alcohol per capita consumption 17.5 liters. Belarus had the world's highest level of alcohol consumption, with 17.5 liters of alcohol consumed per capita. The country's high level of consumption has had serious health consequences on its residents. Belarus trailed just 2 other countries, Russia and Hungary, with 17.5% of the population suffering from an alcohol use disorder. In all, alcohol was a factor in nearly 35% of all deaths in the country, the most out of any nation in the world. Belarus has publicly and aggressively cracked down on production of bootleg alcohol. Alcohol produced legally accounted for 3.2 liters of per capita consumption on average, among the highest levels in the world. Belarus's economy is heavily state-controlled and often considered inefficient. The country has suffered from extraordinarily high inflation for years as well. Alcohol is a toxic and psychoactive substance with dependence-producing properties. In many of today's societies, alcoholic beverages are a routine part of the social landscape for many in the population. Always be responsible and drink moderately. Let's know your thoughts in the comments section down below. We hope you enjoyed and learned something from this video. If you like this video, make sure to smash the like button and subscribe to this channel. To learn more about Answerly and Answerly tokens, check out the links in the description.